Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ben the Human Plays Astrea. Six-sided oracles. We unlocked our last seer, or oracle, or whatever it is. Orion the Star Whisperer. 6 levels of complexity with this guy. I have no idea what to expect, so here we go. Starting at the Tainted Reef, as always. Oh, that's right, we don't start with a telescope when you just start. We have something called Aquarian Orbs. Hold on now. This is gonna take a while to parse. Aquarian Orbs Orion. At the start of each battle, your orbs move to a random position without being cast. Cosmic Orb deals 2 purification to a random enemy. Devotion Orb applies 1 light shield to a random target. And then Astrium. When reaching 10 Astrium, trigger Astrium. Triggering Astrium, all targets receive 6 purification, then decrease Astrium. Okay. How do you gain Astrium? Oh, the Knowledge Orb is gain 1 Astrium. I see. Do I just pick whenever I feel like this, or does it happen? When does this trigger? And then Karmic Orb, deal 3 purification to the enemy with the least corruption and gain a karma. When reaching 6 karma, trigger karma. You receive 6 corruption and then decrease karma by 6. So that's a dangerous one. We gotta be careful about that with the Karmic Orb. How do you trigger an orb? Cast current active orb 4 times when you get down here. Discard 1 die from your hand and then draw 1 die for each die discarded. Move your orbs clockwise 1 time. And then, whenever your orbs move, cast the orb that just became active. And then we have a reroll 3. And then a phased incantation allows you to trigger the current active orb, I see. So, and then we could also play Conjure, which allows you to cast the current active orb as well. I see, okay. Or does this deal all of these? Oh, based on what orb is currently active, this will do certain things. So it'll either deal 3 purification with the Cosmic Orb, apply 3 light shield to a target with the Devotion Orb, deal 3 purification to any target with Karmic, and then Knowledge does 3 corruption to a target. So Knowledge is actually the worst one for this guy, or not necessarily the worst one, but not the one we want to see. Cosmic Orb is a great one, though. And then... you know what? I should have, well, I don't know if I would have been able to damage myself at all. We're gonna damage ourselves now. And reroll this bad boy. Is there a good reason to reroll you? Doesn't really look like it. And then what would you do? Apply light shield. So maybe we'll not turn you on the option that we get this thing. Yeah, I was gonna say, because I would rather have Cosmic Orb trigger to do purification damage to you, and then rotate and apply light shield, which actually is good for us. We're going to take 2 damage, you'll do 1 damage to yourself, or 1 healing to yourself, and 1 over corruption. We'll keep this guy in our back pocket in case we need to discard a die, which we don't actually right now. So we can go ahead and gain a corruption. And I would rather have the Karmic Orb active right here. And then we'll go ahead and deal... Well, do we want to reroll you? I think we do. And we'll reroll you as well. So go like this. Whoa, what on earth are you? Alchemy. Deal 1 purification to any target for each Astrium you have, then decrease Astrium by 1. We have 1 Astrium. How do you gain Astrium again? How do you... What? There's so much going on. Oh, the Knowledge Orb gives you Astrium. I remember now. What would we discard? I don't know if we would discard anything. Because we don't have any dice to draw. I guess we would shuffle our discard back in. But I think we'll just go... We're going to take 2. Let's go and hit you for 3. He's gonna do 2 to himself, which is not fantastic, because that's gonna overburst, and then he'll do 5 to us total. So ideally, we'd want to be on 6 health. So we'll go ahead and do 3 and 1, and that'll put us 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's got even less health than I thought. Oops. Hit you for 1, I guess. What we should have done is he used this on us, and yeah, I did this all backwards. So let's go ahead and be at full, because this is going to take us down to 5. Oh, what am I doing? I can't count. We had it right. I'm stupid. Anyway, we'll get him next time. And then he overcorrupts and does 3 more. And this would have been a great one to have on knowledge, but that's fine. I'm sure we'll get him this time. Ooh, here's a new one. Deal purification to all targets for each Astrium you have. I don't have any Astrium right now. But, hit him for 3, rotate, gain Astrium, gain Astrium, gain Astrium. Hit everybody for 3. He's gonna do 2 damage to me, 2 damage to himself, so we'll leave him right there, I guess. Right now he doesn't do a ton of damage. I think a lot of it's figuring out your like getting these to work for you. So far so good. No hearts lost. Deal 2 purification to any target for each time your orbs moved during this turn. So rotation is the key for this one. Cosmic orb must be active, and then you can use this die. That seems really tricky to make work, because you'd have to... honestly, I think rotation is going to be really, really key, because you'd need to be able to rotate to the cosmic orb anyway. Otherwise, you're just hoping you get lucky twice, because you'd have to roll either of these and also have the cosmic orb. If you have a bunch of rotation, then maybe you can get the cosmic orb to be at the right time. And then, if you're rotating a bunch anyway, this one would be really useful. Cast random orb 3 times. That could really burn you with the karmic orb. So I think I'm going to try Aquarian Flux, and then I was going to say, I'm going to look for dice that rotate our abilities. When Karma is triggered, all enemies take X Purification. Or, rotate your orbs... Yeah, this just goes really well with the dice that we just picked up. Because that counts, I'm assuming it counts for 5. If it counts for just 1, you know, it's still a rotation. But it's not as good as I thought it was. Oh, the Barracuda's back. He starts with Outbreak. Got some rotation in here. Starting with the Cosmic Orb. Cast the current active orb twice, for sure. Blast you for 7. That's a great one. And then... I don't really see... Well, we might as well rotate it. We take 1 damage, so let's just go crazy. And this goes off at 15. Oh, I see. It rotates it and triggers all of them. That's actually really cool. It made this way stronger, but we learned something. And if you're going to take an unexpected 3 damage at full health is the time to do that. Okay, cool. Well, I'm really into the rotation build now, because every time you rotate, it triggers more. So let's see. Devotion Orb casts Light Shield upon us. It's not really what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and Purify and Rotate. Apply Karma. Purify, Rotate. Gain Astrium. And then go ahead and Minor... We're going to take 3 more damage here, but that should be fine. Go ahead and apply more Knowledge twice. Knowledge deals damage to any target, or corruption to any target. So knowledge is the one you don't want to trigger this virtue on. But we don't have to play it. We'll hit you for 4. And 3 is the least damage you could do to us, so we'll just let that ride. Alright. Well, you only got 5 health left, so you should be pretty much toast this turn. Aha! Aquarian Flux, so... Cosmic Orb is up next. So let's go ahead and deal damage. And then, just destroy you, I guess. So that's really cool. I'm assuming that triggers 5 times then, which would make our Revolution guy like a 10 damage die just on its own. So the more we can get that rotates, the better. Conjure is really sick too. And that would just work well with any dice that rotates a lot. Harvest Inscription. Whenever Cosmic Orb becomes active, gain Astrium. That one's kind of nice because the more we get Cosmic Orb up, the better. Brightful Decree. On the next Devotion Orb cast, Devotion Orb will apply Light Shield to all enemies, and Light Shield applied will be increased by Axe. That's pretty wild. It's kind of an interesting dice, but I'm so tempted by the Conjure ++. It's the risky dice, man. They just really get me. But this one is cool because it would dovetail well with the rotation. Although it's got some pretty nasty corruption on it. I think I'm gonna go for the ++, because even though it's got less corruption, it's got a worse corruption on it, honestly. So let's go with Conjure. Alchemist Missile is a good one, because it, like, the more knowledge we can get off of, the better. Draw a die for each 3 Astrium you have, and then decrease Astrium by 2 is an interesting idea. I'm not into the draw balance. Let's go for Alchemist Missile. Alright, and then we do have enough to go to the Sentinel shop, so let's do random event. I don't like the idea of the random die. Like, I tried it once and I immediately regretted it because you have no idea if the dice they're giving you are good for your build, what you're trying to build, or if they're bad or whatever. It could just make a mess out of your deck, so I just don't really like it. Courier is an interesting one. Also, Dice Drive is basically the same thing. Just draw a die. What's the difference between Astral Calling? Oh, you get to choose the die from the adapted courier. That's kind of cool. But I like the idea of, like, what if we just keep upgrading you? You could get to 4 draw dies and then a 2 draw die. This one is draw a die from your discard and roll. And then we have some rebound as well. So those are interesting. They're very similar, and I'm not sure which one is better. I think I'm leaning towards Adaptive Courier. Although this gives you more. I think I'm going to go with Dice Drive. I went back and forth between the two, but I think we'll stick with that guy. It would have been nice to get both, actually, because then you could roll a lot. Hard battle as always. But, I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure which one is better, or if one is even better than the other one. It might be Tale of Two Cities. Draw die. I'm not sure if that is applicable, honestly. Random damage. Blast for all 3. Let's rotate. Hit you. Light shield to my Sentinel for some odd reason, which that's funny. Go ahead and hit yourself for 2. Well, let's hold on. You're gonna do 2 damage, 3 damage, 4 damage to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do 2 to myself, that will activate this guy, which is actually pretty good. And then do we re-roll this dude? I think we don't. We can't even play it, actually. I'm tempted to re-roll it, but the fact that it could land on a 3 and kind of screw up my plan, I don't think I'll do that. 2 to me. Oh, they dealt it to themselves. Shoot, I did the math wrong. And now they're all hidden, so I have to kind of guess at what they're going to do. But if I do re-roll all of their stuff, current active orb, that's not the one I want to hit stuff with. Let's go ahead and rotate. And then rotate again. And then 1, 2, 3, shoot. Or do we want to go ahead... Karmic is the one you don't want to apply this guy to. So we go 1, 2, 3. We could land back on Karmic Orb. That would trigger Karma, which we don't want to do. Let's go ahead and re-roll all 3 of these dudes. So we can at least see what they're doing. 2 random damage, 2 random damage to a random target. So that could be themselves, could be me, or it could be my little dice. Worst case scenario is they do 6 damage to me. So, let's see here. I wish I could just stack a bunch of Astrea, which is not a bad idea necessarily. 1, 2, 3. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then, so we'll trigger this. We're going to rotate 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to blast you. And I can't discard anything. So now 6 damage. I'm playing the numbers game that these random damage do not all land on me. But we might lose a heart here. It is possible. Okay, it did not happen. He hit his buddy, and then he hit himself, surprisingly. But this guy should be able to. We should be able to take out this turn, I would hope. Not great. Reroll these 2, and then reroll the dice we can't see. Right, trigger the current die twice. So let's go ahead and hit you. Then what we could do is we can discard you. Great. And let's rotate. This is an interesting one. Let's actually rotate 1. Yes. And then trigger it again, which is going to do 6 damage to everybody. I should have triggered this before I set that off, now that I think about that. Next time. Let's go ahead and rotate fully. We're at 3 karma, so we're going to want to pay attention to that. And then let's go ahead and do minor conjure. Trigger the Astrea, and then hit you, and then we'll let the turn resolve. Alright, so I'm all in on the rotation build here. Alright, he hit himself. We gotta be careful though, because if he triggers that, that does 5 damage to us, so we're gonna want to be prepared for that eventuality. So he's only gonna do 1 damage. I think I'm fine with that die staying the way it is. Do we want to re-roll either of these? I think we do. Sorry, we want to re-roll 1 of them. Let's see how that goes. That is not what I wanted to see. I got a 3 out of it. If we can trigger this one, I would like that, but I don't think we're going to be able to. So let's see here. Knowledge. That doesn't really get us a play, so we might as well trigger that, trigger this, and then kill you. And then you're gonna hit us for 1, which is fine, and then you're gonna apply hidden. So let's go ahead and hit ourselves for 3. We'll take 1 damage. Should we rotate? I think we shall. And then it's gonna trigger Karma on the next turn, so we're gonna get close to Karma going off. We'll want to be ready for that. So we have our reroll active. Looks good. Well, okay, so we got a lot of... Not what I wanted to see. So we got a lot of rotation in while we got our Aquarian Flux going, so that's good. Alright, we got the 3 back anyway, so let's go ahead and discard this dude. Didn't want to see that one show up. But we got rid of the red, that's all we needed to see there. We're gonna trigger... Let's hold on here. So let's say, we're gonna trigger a Karmic Orb. We're at 4 karma. We're gonna hit you for 3. We're going to rotate again twice. Get more aquarium, Astrium. We're gonna rotate another time and apply light shield, and then we're gonna just blast you with Aquarian Flux for 12. So that's how that works out, is the just rotating as much as possible and then hitting them with Aquarian Flux. So we're gonna be on the lookout for more of that card. This is just what our virtue is, but in die form. It's interesting, but I don't feel the need to get rid of a ton of corruption in my hand. Cosmic Expansion for X casts. Cosmic Orb will deal Purification to all targets, so it makes Cosmic Orb, instead of a random, an AoE, which is actually really nice, if you can get that to line up with Cosmic Orb. And then Penitence Burst when Karma is triggered. Oh, we've seen this one before. So it would make Karma into a 10x Purify to all enemies, though, but you would still take 6. And this would just make you gain Karma, so I'm not a huge fan of this. I do kind of like the idea of Cosmic Expansion, but it is very specific use. But I want to try it and see if we can't make it work. This is only active during Knowledge Orb. And then we gain Astrium for each die discarded. We could do, for minimum Astrium, choose a die from any target, then rotate it to a chosen face. That's interesting. But I don't think it takes Astrium, correct? I'm not sure. Gain a Catalyst and then gain 4 Karma. Decreases the amount of Astrium needed to trigger Astrium by X. Astrium trigger can't be lower than 3. That's interesting. You take 9 Karma. This is a scary dice, because 4 of these trigger Karma and do 6 damage to you right off the bat. This one I'm intrigued by, but I don't think I want to do any of these, honestly. They're not quite what we're looking for. Purification by safe and starter die. When they're overcorrupted, refresh our virtues. When you have 6 corruption on your corruption meter, you deal an additional... That's dangerous, because then we'd be at 1 health. How many starter die do we have? 5? 8? We have 5. We have 8 starter die. 8 starter and safe die? Nope, just 8 starter die. That would go well with the alchemical blast ones we have. So at the very least, it might not be useful forever, but it could be useful for now. So we're gonna try that one. We do have enough stuff to get another Sentinel, or at least upgrade our current Sentinel. I think what I'll do is destroy a dice. What do we ride? We don't have Minor Shield, do we? It's like my least favorite die, but it's not in this hand. Okay, what? The rotation is what we're looking for. Maybe just Minor Purify we want to get rid of. And then instead of going to the Sentinel shop, I will go to duplicate a die, and then I'm going to duplicate our Aquarian Flux. Because we're building towards a lot of rotation, and that's the only one that pays us off for having rotation done. Let's sacrifice a heart to gain a blessing. I think it's worthwhile this early on. And then, what are we looking at here? Whenever you are a Sentinel, deal corruption to an enemy, move your orbs clockwise 1 time. Whenever you are a Sentinel, deal corruption, gain 2 Cosmic Expansion. And that makes the Cosmic Orb trigger. And then whenever an enemy corrupts, apply Serenity to them, or over-corrupts. I'm tempted by either this one or this one. This one could kind of screw up some stuff, but we could also kind of use it as a way to rotate, because we're leaning towards rotation a lot. Or trying to lean into rotation a lot. So it's not something we have to make use of, but we can if we want to. So we're fighting the boosted turtle. Good roll. Decent roll. What is our active orb? That's not the orb I want to see that active on, actually. The Devotion Orb is like the orb I'd least like to see here. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and hit ourselves for 3. He's gonna do 8 though, so we gotta be careful. Or sorry, he's gonna do 4, which would take a heart off us. So we're gonna go ahead and rotate. And hit him for 3. Hit him for 3 again. Now this is dangerous, because if we were to hit him for the current active, it would trigger a lot of karma on us. So I think what we're gonna try to do is land on one of these rotate things. Do we want to rotate any of his die? I don't think we do. So let's just rotate this one. Yes, just this die. Or a reroll. Ah, man. Okay, so we're going to take 4 damage. We're going to go ahead and cast this another time. I'm so tempted to deal 18 damage to him. But that we'll basically resign ourselves to losing a heart this turn. Because what we could do is... Well... I'm curious, because if we heal ourselves to full, we could set off Karma, which would damage us down to here. But that would activate all of our virtues. And would we be able to work ourselves out of dying? There isn't anything else to discard, so that wouldn't help us. We'd be able to rotate to Knowledge, and then rotate, cast Knowledge 4 times, but that really doesn't help us. So I think I'm gonna forego this one, and just get ready to tank this guy's for 4 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ideally, we just heal ourselves 1. 1, 2. How did we heal? Oh, it was because it was a safe die. Okay, well, there was no way to get to the right amount of health then, and then we're just gonna sit. That's unfortunate that we were on the Karmic Orb there, and not the Cosmic Orb. I guess I should have triggered it up while we were on the Devotion Orb then, so that's my bad. I should have thought it through. Before rotating. Alright, now is when we want to rotate a lot. So we're gonna take 5 damage here. We could rotate 1. Well, we should trigger it now. Because this does 3. Or do we want to heal ourselves? I think we want to heal ourselves. Rotate. We want to... I think we want to reroll the bad guy's stuff. He's going to do 5 damage to me. This does Purification to all targets for each Astrea. There's no way to re-trigger you other than going all the way around again, which we will do. So we might as well fire you off now. Okay. And now we hit you for 12, or 2. Now hit you for 10. Trigger this for the amount, or then decrease Astrea by 1. Yeah, we should fire you off to heal everybody, and then hit you with 2. And now our Astrea is gone, and we can't use Clairvoyancy. But that was pretty good. We took off almost half of his health in 2 rounds. Alright. He's got a lot of Shadow Mantle, and we have 1 Shadow Mantle on ourselves. Alright, Aquarian Flux is back. We should play you first. So if we can land on Cosmic Orb, that would be cool. And we actually can. So let's go ahead and start with the rotate. And then hit you for 3. It blocked the part of it. Do we want to get rid of it? I don't think we do. Go ahead and heal yourself. Or hold on. He's going to do 3 damage to us, which will put us here. That's not so bad. What else do we have in the draw here? Might be a good idea to pull. Well, we don't have any way to get Astrea, so I don't think we want to play this die actually. We might as well hit you with this, hit you with this, and then hit you with that, and then take 3 damage. Re-triggers you guys. It's good to have the rotate. See if we can't finagle getting down to Conjure, because we are sitting on the Cosmic Orb right now. So a minor corrupt would take a heart off of us, which is not what we want to see. He's going to do 3 damage to us again this turn. Oh, there's the 2 we wanted to see. Alright, so his activated Cosmic Orb. Go ahead and fire this off. Hit you for 3. Then we want to... So he's going to do 3 damage to us. And rotating applies light shield to a random target. It's not really what we want to see. We're not going to have any Astrea in this turn. Can we stop ourselves from losing a heart here? It's possible, but it depends on what comes out here. Hey, it worked! Alright, so, heal yourself and rotate. Heal yourself. Rotate again and gain some Astrea. And then he's going to do 3 damage to us, so we'll just sit here. Might as well poke him for 1. He's close to over-corrupting, and actually he will over-corrupt this turn. But he's just going to apply more Holy Mist, Unholy Mist to me, so I'll just have a lot of Shadow Mantle to deal with. Alright, get ready. Hopefully we have a good turn coming up. Cosmic Expansion is good, especially because we have our Cosmic Orb coming up. So let's go ahead and rotate to that. He's going to do 6 damage to us this turn, so go ahead and trigger. Trigger. 2 and 1. Whew! Not too bad. I feel like we really haven't gotten this guy rolling quite yet. We're still just kind of like chipping away at things. Alright, new dice. Starry, a solid favorite. Discard a die from your hand if you do deal 3 purification to a random enemy X times, where X is the number, amount of die discarded. So we could discard up to 3 die and do 3 random. Colossus is an interesting one. Its possibility to do corruption. I feel like he's really only good if you have a lot of reroll, and we really only have 1 reroll. Otherwise, Starry is just a really solid die, especially if he gets higher up. But I'm kind of leaning towards Astrolabe. It allows us to ditch some die and maybe takes a few more risky die. And I really haven't tried Astrolabe. Yes, Epic Dice. Redemption Inscription. Whenever the Knowledge Orb becomes active, decrease Karma by X. Okay, so we have a way to cycle through Karma, which would actually be really helpful. I think we're gonna try that because we're rotating a lot, and that would just allow us to rotate through the Karmic Dice more. We could draw additional die per turn and start with more Doom. I don't like that. When Astrea is triggered, draw 3 dice and gain 12 Karma. What the heck? What? I think I'm gonna go with Silent Scarf. I like that one. Plus, I know there's the other Scarf item that completely negates the Silent Scarf. So you just gain a single dice, which is great. Okay, so how are we looking at this? We got Star Shards into a Forge Shop. We got Unknown Event, which I always like. And then Chest into Star Shards or Chest. I think we'll do Unknown into Destroying a Dice. An old machine that looks like a giant Aquarian face. As you approach, the machine turns on and starts talking in a distorted metallic voice. Hi, how can I help you? Unfortunately, I only have a few active functions. These are your options. We could replicate a sentinel, or give... Ooh! I kind of like having 2 dice drives. I'm gonna do it. It makes the fact that we picked up that dude, like, completely superfluous, but still. Let's get rid of the minor purify again. We're all in on the revolution build here. What the heck? They all start with death bomb. Good to know. Once you kill any of them, they deal an AoE corruption to everybody. Okay, this is probably going to be a bit of a wasted turn. Oh, what a terrible turn to roll a bunch of bad dice. Alright, draw. Draw. Alright, we start on the Cosmic Orb. So I think it makes sense to play this, hit yourself, trigger the Cosmic Orb, hit yourself again, heal yourself, and then just discard Alchemist Missile, and everything else is a lost cause. So he's going to do 1 damage to everybody, 1 death bomb to himself, and then damage to himself. So the danger with these guys is over time they will build up that the death bomb and make it like impossible to prevent you from hurting yourself or killing yourself after 1 round. So let's go like, I'm gonna do something a little crazy. I'm gonna hit myself for 3 to trigger all my virtues, at least these virtues, and then I'm going to re-roll. I'm gonna try to get that guy off of his dice death bomb. Is that death bomb to death bomb to any enemy? It's not better. And then we got the 2 again. So we're gonna go ahead and discard you. Alright, that's fine. Draw a dice. Okay. I can make that work. I think. Trigger. So that hits everybody. Hits everybody. We don't have any Astrium. And in fact, I'm kind of thinking we might want to ditch these alchemy die because we don't have an Astrium build. Although now that we have the redemption inscription, that kind of leans into building more Astrium. I'm torn. So anyway, we can rotate around for the whole time. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. And then we will hit you for 2, hit you for 1, hit you for 2, and then call it a turn. Alright, that guy's got 3 Death Bomb on him, which is not great. And the thing that you gotta be worried about with Death Bomb is when it goes off, it could trigger all of their over-corruptions as well. So that's something to be very aware of. Alright, Redemption Inscription. Let's go ahead and hit ourselves for 3. Reroll this, and reroll you off of your Death Bomb, and then reroll you, because you can only get better. And you did. And we got you off your Death Bomb. Hallelujah. Man, I wish I had gotten an Alchemist Missile out of that. But let's play the Cosmic Blaster. Let's rotate. Let's hit you for 3. And you're gonna be 1 short. Which sucks. And you're gonna do 2 to yourself. And then you're going to do AoE. Man, this is going to be a rough turn. That's going to leave you on 5. That's going to leave you on 6. And this is going to leave you on 6 as well. Okay, we don't want to kill this guy this turn. And in fact, I think we want to try and spread out our damage as much as possible. Let's hit you for 2. We'll just drop it on you since you have a light shield. Hit you, hit you. And now they're all kind of even. And then this guy's gonna deal across the board. And you guys are all on the borderline of setting off your overcorruption. So we're gonna have a lot of math to do here. Let's go ahead and... So these AoEs are really dangerous because they're gonna set off all the overcorruption at the same time. This guy's Death Bomb also is very dangerous for the same reason. Do we want to reroll anything? We want to reroll both of you. And maybe... Well, you're gonna die this turn, so you'll never get to fire that off. Maybe this one? We can deal with the Death Bomb later? We got Conjure, which I would like to get to the Cosmic Die if we can. There's no way we can get to the correct one there, so let's go ahead and destroy you. Oh, that's a great die. If we can land on the Cosmic, or just get a lot of Astrium, I should say, that would be good. So let's go ahead and rotate. Oh, that was close. And then rotate again. Now, we are going to activate this to gain a boatload of Astrium. More. And then don't set off your Astrium. We don't want to use... I forgot about this. We should have been using that on earlier. Let's get some more dice. That's a good one, actually. What is that? 3 Purification for each Astrium you have? To any target, though. So this is going to deal 8 Purification to everything. Let's get more dice. Alright, not really the dice we needed, but it's the dice we got. Okay, so this is going to deal 24 Purification on its own. You're going to do 8 Purification. Let's start by doing this dice. It's going to kill the middle one. This is going to kill the middle one by dealing 8 Purification to everything. That'll set off 3 Overcorruption, which will set off this Overcorruption and this Overcorruption. I think we're going to lose a heart either way. Yeah, so, yeah, that was yeah, there's not really any way around it. And then he's going to hit us with the double Overcorrupt. So that's what you got to be careful with the Death Bomb. Because even now... It's going to set off another Death Bomb. And then we got this guy. That sets off the last Death Bomb. There might have been a way to get the Conjure to go off and avoid losing a heart there, or maybe we could have let it ride for another turn. But I think there's enough ways to regain hearts later that I think I'm okay yeeting 1 heart in that battle to get it over with. Draw 1 die for each Astrium we have. I'm not into this one, necessarily. Gain Cosmic Dust, where X is half the amount of Astrium you have. Cosmic Dust increases Purification dealt by Cosmic Orb, and then it decreases by 1 at the end of our turn. This is kind of cool because it works with Astrium and Cosmic Orb, which we kind of have dice that are leaning towards that, both of those things. That's an interesting one. It decreases the corruption received when triggering Karma by gaining Forgiveness. But we're not really building around the Karmic dice, we're building around the Cosmic and the Knowledge Orb. Deal Purification to any target for each Light Shield applied by Devotion. We're not really leaning into Devotion at all, but we could, and that would make that die a little more useful for us. And then this one I'm just not going to touch. So let's try Goddess Verdict. Trying to make all of our orbs at least somewhat useful here. Now what do we got? We got the Epic Store, which I do really like. So I think what we'll do is hit Star Shard, Epic Dice Shop. Alright, Defensive Aura +++, and then Ethereal Convergence. Requirement Karmic Orb, increase this Astrium directly to 9. That's a wild one. But once again, I don't like these dice that depend on a certain orb being active. Although, like, we could try and rotate to it, but I just like to have a dice that's good. Cosmic Expansion is nice because it just makes Cosmic Orb an AoE and it lasts for X amount of turns. I should have looked at these. I forgot what the other... I didn't even see what the other two were. But I think I'm going to go with the Cosmic Expansion die. Alright. And then... I think we'll pause the episode there, right before the next battle. We're at 45 minutes already. If you guys like the video, click the like button. It helps out a lot. If you want to see more Astrea or my other videos I have going on the channel, subscribe to the channel. That also helps me out a lot. But until next time, everybody, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.